Stop lying about Africa was peaceful all of these thousands of years until the white man came in. That's a lie. We know it's a lie. We know that brothers had to eat. We know at one point that certain parts of Africa was Sahara and certain parts was savanna. And we know that famine always took place. We had hunters and gatherers. And I'm pretty sure everybody was hunting the same thing if they was in the same area. I'm pretty sure you had different tribal dialects and different tongues. So therefore, if you couldn't understand this person, hey, I can't understand you. I can't build with you. We both going after the same thing. I need to get it before you because I got to have my people who I'm communicating with that got the same language as me. We got to survive. We understand I got to take care of mine. So we dealing with, once again, you got to get yours and I got to get mine. That's what we dealing with. You know,
right,
but go ahead, brother. Y'all can add to it. Go ahead.
All right, so
I was going. Go ahead.
Listening to that, like and just stay on topic with the dangers of evolutionary theories. The dangers of it is like a lot of time when they talk about evolution, they don't never mention the evolving of weaponry. You know what I'm saying? And to say that Africa was such a utopia and never talk about the like you were saying earlier about hunters and gatherers understanding the resources. Like when you're dealing with resources, somebody wants to have the opportunity to have all the resources. And you know, the evolution, we evolved from, you know, having just rocks, and it evolved into turning those rocks into metals, from metals into now we got firepower. So now war is not intimate as it used to be, as well as hunting is not as intimate as it used to be. So it's like a lot of time when you hear people talk about evolution, they don't really all the way go into it. And then they also in my opinion, I think they come from a wrong aspect of talking about evolving. Of course, we have to survive. You know, that's natural. You know, to survive, to want to survive. That's a natural thing, to want to survive. But then, you know, I was talking to some people in my business the other day about the reason why the Bible's in place is because people, they evolved from being natural survivors to being cannibals in surviving. You know, so it's like a lot of time when I hear people talk about evolving, I really want them to attack that part of evolution. I mean, I can keep going, but you know, the thing is, you know, like I just look at the whole world and that whole conversation as a way to kind of throw you off and keep your mind off God, you know, to say in so many aspects, you know, and keep your mind off God to talk about we're dealing with evolution, and you know, and we came from this being to that being. Only being that we came from, in my opinion, is being a righteous being to being, you know, to dealing with the world, conforming to the world, and becoming savages in so many ways. You know, to say that we kill for food when food is already provided for us. You know, we kill for clothing when clothing is already provided for us. Just so many material things in this world that we really don't need, but we still hurt each other over these things, and we really don't. You know, we don't really need these things. To say we're in a civilization, okay, we can say we evolved to a different civilization, so you won't deal with so many perverts and stuff like that when you're dealing with nakedness. You know, that's understandable to even talk about evolution from that aspect. You know, to say we evolved from you know, having to be sick or whatever, so we evolved from living in the wilderness to having roofs over our heads or whatever. That's understandable too. But to say we evolved from one species to another, I don't agree with that theory. I think it's real dangerous to speak of evolution from that point of view. Go ahead, Pam. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, brother. I think
that's
you
real
want to
talk.
say something. You go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and I agree with both of y'all brothers wholeheartedly, man, because even when you look at the information, man, every ancient society had a creation story, kind of with the potter's wheel, where when the scripture, like the scripture said, he made them both male and female. You can see how ancient society kind of had that duality in it, and it never had no. Well, I haven't came across no story where it evolved from a fish or anything. Anytime to me, when I hear people talking about evolved from a fish, that take me right back to Talmud and all that, the fish god and Dagon and all that. So to me, I said, the creation story to me, it just even when Unc say that, because even in Egypt they deal with the Ka and the Ba, and according to them, you can see how it kind of the Ka, like they say the Ka, it's the part of the soul that leaves the body, and the Ba stays in the tomb or whatever. But even that shows, but the creation story or evolution to me is foolishness, man. Like it's total foolishness, and I think it's just another assault to go against the scriptures.
Right. Because if y'all look at it and look at the totality of it, if you notice, after the Most High brought everything forth after its kind, you notice what he said, come, let us make man in our image and in our likeness, and let them have dominion over everything that he has basically created after his kind. So the Most High made he made the man and the animals basically on, what was it, the sixth day? The sixth day? So we see he made them both on the sixth day. And if we look at that and we look at the process of it, we see that number one is that man is in the image and likeness of God. So therefore he possessed something in him that's greater than these animals that we see, that are lower than us, right?
Right.
So we understand that. So then when we look at what they're trying to give us is this man or this evolutionary theory or chemical evolution. We see that in chemical evolution, we see that these chemicals that we see are non-organic, non-living. And they can't even explain to us the origin of these things, and also how did we come into a state of being living matter, living material, basically. How did these amino acids, how was they arranged, which is the building blocks of man, not just man, but of every living organism, then we got a problem. We definitely have a problem. So then you say by way of natural selection, but then when we dealing with your own text that you say that is dealing with this evolutionary theory or theories, we see that there's something outside or conscious thought outside of the material formed or arranged the material into where it's at now. We see that. So we see the arrangement of this energy which caused life to be arranged to the fact of where it's at now. To where the cell is not so simple like you say that it is, but it's more so complex, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to stop playing these games. So we see that now through this process of chemical evolution to when we start getting off to the fact of macro evolution, then we start looking at things changing on a larger scale, and also due to the fact of natural selection, so to speak, and being coming into fruition to cause one to survive creatures. I mean, the whole setting of it, or the whole process of it, and then the million years is just foolishness when you look at it. It's just foolishness when you look at it. That's so right. We even see that even in that, we see that there's random or unguided processes and everything is by luck or chance. This is foolishness. This is folly. And then we look at it and say science is great. Or we look at it and say that nature is great, but don't have enough enough appreciation in us to say, glory be to the intelligent designer that has provided providence over all things that is existing. And due to the fact of us being detached from the source, it causes us to go off into other people's lands and causes the earth to bring forth not after its full strength, in its full strength. So therefore, we have to attack things. Be on the prowl. So things are not coming forth in its full strength, and so the earth is not rocking with us because we're detached from the source and we cause it to be cursed. So the earth is not going to yield forth its full strength when we go forth to till it, and then we're going to be stressed out for food. And once we're stressed out for food, we're going to degenerate and mutate. And most of the mutations that happen to us are things that are causing us to be to die into decay. The majority of mutations are not good. The majority of mutations are things that build up on us that cause us basically to expire due to the fact of much mutations.
Right.
So it's a lot of lying. It's a lot of lying that's going on out here, man. And we see that if you're not, and see, this is why people are saying you must advance in technology, because number one is they want to be able to conquer the process or the unguided force or the random acts of nature. So when this randomness do show up, they are prepared for it, and they will out-survive any species, anything that is in existence, even anything else that has different phenotypes. Now, we want to look up this word, natural selection, and really break this down. And if I begin to cut in and out, y'all can pick up from where I cut in and out at, because I am rolling, and due to the fact of me rolling, I might be getting a bad signal sometimes.
Gotcha, brother.
Let's grab a couple of these definitions.
Okay. Let's see. Natural selection. Natural selection is the different survival and reproduction of individuals due to differences in phenotype. It is a key mechanism of evolution, the change of heritable traits of a population over time. That's the first definition.
Exactly. Now read that first portion again.
Natural selection is the differential survival and reproduction of individuals due to differences in phenotype.
Now you see that. It says due to differences in phenotypes, right? So we see that when you're dealing with phenotypes, it means that you have, through these phenotypes, there's disadvantages and advantages, basically. And if you just so happen to be lucky, that could be your advantage. You have some type of phenotype trait that can cause you basically to out-survive the next species, basically.
Oh, wow.
It's even dealing with when you talk about the human brain and developing technology to out-survive one another. That's why we make war weapons, because we want to survive, and we want our civilization as well down to our civilization. We want our own families to survive, so we got to develop type of war tools to survive, because we know that this earth is degenerating and we got to eat. And if we ain't modifying enough food and preserving enough food, then we're going to have to make these war weapons and see who's going to control this world or control different territories and boundaries.
Wow, I never looked at that word like that. Until just then, this is my first time ever pulling up that word, actually saying that it is dealing with phenotype. I never really looked at that word like that, to say, okay, natural selection means that if you part of these people, then you're going to be on top of the food chain. Or if you're part of this animal, you're going to be on top of the food chain. Is that what you're saying? Is that
yeah, that's real talk.
Hey, look, it's either pray or get prayed on. You know what I'm saying?
That's real talk. That's real talk, man.
What it is out here. That's what it is. So when you are taking, see, this is the process of when we look in the Bible and you see that Esau, when it says in the last days, Esau, the last end should be Esau, basically. Men should be living like Esau, because how did Esau live? Esau traded his inheritance or the blessing, the spiritual promise, for food. See, people would trade their spirituality. Oh, you got it, brother. They will trade their souls for the bread.
Dang.
Everything that causes them to be upright, causes them to be basically in connection with the source, which is balance, which is good. Whether if you in the Nile Valley and you talk about my yacht, everything that causes you to be good and just, all of those things will cause you to be good and just. You go up against those principles for the bread. I'm going to tell you why Kemet fell, because they was too busy looking good. Too busy looking good. They was making all of those monuments. They was doing all types of things and chasing after the bread. And then they started collabing with other cultures of people, and them other cultures of people looked at what they had, and they wanted the bread too, and wanted what they had, and they came in there and got them good-looking brothers and sisters up out of there fast, because they was too busy worshiping stones and monuments, and they wasn't building no technology to fortify their areas. And guess what? Somebody evolved in their technology, in their war weapons, and came and went up in there, and it was easy taken. It was real easy.
Yeah, I think Isaiah, and then Isaiah, he talks about that, how the foreigners going to come in and use their own things against Egypt and make it crumble to the ground.
Yeah, that's deep, man. It's like when they was talking, and that's why they don't want you really to dig into the Exodus story, and the Exodus story, and they talk about how Moses then walked around that mountain, and the people was like, we had it good in Egypt, we was looking good, like you say, we looking good, everything right, we got this bread or whatever, and they willing, like the Bible says, you know what I'm saying, that, turn the other cheek, but sometimes for that bread, a person, you know what I'm saying, they won't turn the other cheek. They'll go ahead and give you up. It's like, let me stay in order, so I could be on the other side of the natural selection. I could be selected by you, by your phenotype of people, because I want this bread. I can't withstand the hunger. I can't get over my stomach turning from eating this meat. Breaking bread with these people are living like this according to how the society was back then, and even how the society is now. Like a lot of people today, had I wouldn't say that Egypt is all the way demolished in the sense of the behavior. The people may not be able to be fine, whatever, but the behavior itself, people still on that same type of behavior. I want to look like this. I need to live over here, and this is what I'm willing to do to have it. I'm willing to step on top of whoever I need to step on top of, and I'm willing to persecute whoever I have to persecute just so I can be able to have this bread and meat, And
that's real, brother.
That's why, like you said earlier, the Bible says, man cannot live off bread and meat alone, You have to have some type of righteousness about yourself. Now, when a lot of times when people talk about evolution, I would like for them to talk about, what did righteousness evolve to,
right.
did righteousness devolve? You know.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I see. Well, I think it's gonna. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Man.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So.
No, you got it, brother.
So. All right. Well, I mean, you know, like I really don't. I mean, I know you say you're a little under the weather, but just looking at when I look at that title of your show, it brings so much to my thoughts. You know, as far as, you know, the whole paradigm of, you know, evolution, and like, you know, people talk about evolution but never really got into this topic, and it's a great topic to talk about the dangers of it, or the dangers of even bringing it up without bringing up all the aspects of evolution. You know, even just tapping into that word of coming from one point of understanding to another point of understanding, more or less than just coming from one species to another species. Like, you know, I think that would be kind of out of order in my opinion, because as the Bible say, everything was good in Genesis. When he designed the world, everything was good. And, you know, we got a lot of stuff that's called hybrid, you know. And if it's hybrid, then it's out of order, in my opinion. You know, I could be wrong, but, you know, I think
you're right and exact, brother.
Yeah, when it becomes a hybrid, then it's out of order. So it's like we have to find a way to stay in order. Now, don't get me wrong, ain't that to say we talk about science. When you're dealing with a broken bone, then, you know, the Most High, he blessed people to be smart enough on how to help that broken bone heal a lot faster, you know. So we evolved in that manner to say that, okay, now we really know how to put a better cast on, you know. When people are kind of sick, we got people who know how to who know how to get to cancer faster, or know how to get rid of a stomachache a lot faster. Granted, you know, I understand that part to say we evolved into having better physicians or doctors or what have you. But when you're talking about people becoming from one species to another, now you're dealing with hybrid. And the thing is like, I don't think that was part of the order. It don't matter to me what theology you under. Me, myself, personally, you call me a Christian, an Israelite, Hebrew, or whatever, but I read the Bible. So my whole understanding is it don't matter which theology you under. I don't think nobody theology saying that you somebody in life or something in life was sitting around making breeding fish with a gorilla or whatever to make a human being. You know, I mean, it's just kind of silly to me to even talk about it like that. Like, you know,
that's
I wouldn't think. Yeah, you know. Because I would like for a doctor to say that. You know, I would like for an actual doctor to say it. None of us who what you call it, we just going off the whim. We just going off the brain on what we think how life went. You know, like if it ain't in the Bible, and I know a lot of people don't subscribe to the Bible that's probably listening in and probably think we sound crazy for, you know, but according to the Bible, and then even in the Quran has a lot of sciences in it as well. And that science is not in the Bible or the Quran that, you know, a person came from this thing to another thing. Man was made in his likeness and image, and so were the birds and the fowls of the earth, the air, and the creature, all the creeping thing that creeping. You know what I'm saying? Everything was. The thing is, because we was given dominion over this stuff, and that's another word we have to look at. Because let's change that word from dominion, because I think a lot of people don't understand that word. Because we was given power over these things, we abuse this power, and this is how we evolved to this state of mind that we're in now, in the survival of the fittest state of mind, to say that, you know, since we got dominion, since we got control over everything that's down here, then it must not be a God, because we got control. Now, here's a twist to that.
Yeah, ain't no control, but go ahead, brother. We definitely ain't got no control, but go ahead.
Ain't no control. That's the whole twist to it, to say everything was good. So if everything, the Bible says good, use the word good. Now folks say, but it's an evil. That God is evil. No, being disobedient is the evilness. Being unrighteous is the evilness. We evolved to being disobedient. We evolved to being unrighteous, and we try to use other type of sciences to pacify our behavior for being unrighteous and disobedient. And I would like any of those, those people who study Nile Valley consciousness or whatever, any of those people who's into that state of mind to think that Africa or the Nile Valley or any part of the world was a utopia back then, to speak about obedience, to speak about being out of order or whatever. But you know what? I guarantee you, LeRon, that'll never come out of their mind about, as far as disobedient and being out of order.
Exactly. Wait, real quick. We got. Hold on, real quick. Pause. We got a caller 708. Let me open up 708, Mike. 708. Peace and blessings. Your mic is open.
What's going on, fellas? I was listening in.
What's going on?
There's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to jump the gun and say I understand, and that's the thing, man. Like, first off, the one thing that I do understand is, like, y'all keep referencing the Bible. I'm not a fan of the Bible, not too much. And pretty much, like, I don't know, man, and I'm okay with saying that I don't know how we got here, and I'm okay with saying that, to make a long story short. I'm okay with saying I really don't know. The theory of evolution, I think that things do evolve over time, and that could be a possibility. The Big Bang Theory, I'm not sure if that's really a possibility or not. But to make a long story short, I know one thing is that the Bible is really not a possibility, and I can't see how we could keep on referencing something that's man-written and man-made, and can't get nothing out of it than privilege.
Can I ask you?
So, like,
can I ask you a question?
Can I say something?
Can I ask you a question, my brother?
Hold on. Go ahead. Let the brother MADON KEMET go ahead and respond because he said something first. Go ahead, brother.
I wanted to ask the brother about when you said about why we reference the Bible. I was gonna ask you do you ever study any ancient? Do you study like ancient architect or anything like that?
Man, I'm just, you know what? Honestly, I'm just waking up to it, man. Like,
okay, because I was gonna say, when you look at the like when you study like ancient, especially study ancient militaries at the same time. But when I as you study, to me, I'm not trying to force you to believe anything, but I'm just gonna say, when you study like the ancient architect and the way like the white folk, they still amazed how they made all these things. So it's like, did we really evolve because they still can't determine how they built certain structures, or did the Most High give them a portion of knowledge, then he took that knowledge away, and are we building off a program that was already set in our mind, and we just was able to tap into using the old thing that was built and the new thing that the Most High put in our minds. So I was going to ask you, did you think we really evolved when you study ancient technology? Ancient architect, and you see those the skills that they use to build some of those things? So do you think we evolved from then to now, or did they have a certain portion of knowledge and then that knowledge was lost and then maybe it was given back?
No, not necessarily, because I'm really like now I'm not believing into a higher power. Like I'm that guy that's kind of questioning everything, man. So like for like to say that it's some type of puppet master up top pulling the strings, that really wouldn't make sense in any type of way. And I don't think nobody could really make it make sense to me. So like I think that certain civilizations were more advanced than others. And yeah, the people you talking about like the building of the pyramids and things like that they still trying to figure out how in the heck they build these things.
You got even when you study ancient America, like the architecture that's over here that they had, like all through here, all through just the whole world, like, you know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the whole world and look at the buildings they was building, like different parts of India, ancient China, and all that. And when you look at the skills they would use to build those buildings back in those times, so I ask, did we really evolve, or did we devolve, or was the program already put in man to have this knowledge and wisdom and mathematical skills to build these monuments?
I think that pretty much back then, I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't born back there, but for to say that some type of higher power is pulling the strings, I just think over time, like we advance the same way that we advance it now. Like technology is advanced, everything is advanced. Except, like I think that we could. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. This is what I think. I think that right now to say that we're not a really, really evolved species is to kind of be naive, because the only reason we're not evolving at a faster rate is because it will step on somebody's toes to make money. Like, if it's not going to make money for somebody, or if it's going to cost them money, we're not going to evolve in those areas. Like paper. Paper could have been got rid of from cutting down trees. We could have been using hemp. How is water and air and food not evolving, but it's we digressing, like in those areas. Food is way more unhealthy and things like that. Say it is like, if greed wasn't a push, like, do you know how far we could possibly be? Like, we would possibly be bathing and drinking high alkaline level water right now. So I just don't like, I don't believe in somebody standing up over me on the clouds and, like, watch slavery happen and then just like, you know what, I'm just going to punish everybody. I'm not going to let them make Xbox 2019. I don't really see that.
Can I say something?
Hey, well, could I ask you a simple question? This is Mikael, by the way. Shalom, peace to everybody on the panel.
Shalom, brother.
Yeah, peace to my brother Jen. I hear you on here, warrior preachers, talking about you don't know you, boy. You an Israelite. You a borderline super brute. Stop. But look, let me. I'm gonna ask you a simple question, my beloved brother, and I respect how honest you are when you said you don't know. I wouldn't even call you an atheist. I would say you're more of an agnostic because you just don't know. And that's the safest way to be, because the problem with our people is when we learn a little something, we get prideful. And then when we get prideful, you can't tell us nothing, so we no good to nobody. So I would ask you a real simple question. Instead of going, and the brother, I know where he was going. He was hitting you with some key questions, but I'm going to make it real simple. And this is not a dumb down on your intelligence or nothing. But sometimes simplicity takes. Okay. I listened to what you said, and you said something that's been repeated a lot. You said you really don't look at the Bible at all as far as it coming, being really valid or relevant, because you said your statement was it was written by man. So can I ask you, what manuscript have you ever read that was not written by man, and have you learned from?
Yeah, I have learned a lot from it, and I'm not saying that.
Okay, now hold on.
I've never read into the Bible before, but I'm not a fan of it. Like, I'm not a fan of Huckleberry Finn either, but I have read it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what I'm asking you is, can you agree? Now, like you say, like the brother said, we're not trying to convert you. Can you agree that book in the right hands, can you read something from it and learn from it?
Yeah, you can read. Yes, you can read something from anything and learn from it.
That's true. Well, you know what, brother? It sounds like your problem is with religion. Your problem ain't with the Bible.
No, my problem is with the Bible. It's really with the Bible. The Bible is misogynist. The Bible condones slavery. So, like, those are really big problems to me, especially when our people are suffering from post-traumatic slavery syndrome. So, I got a real big problem with that. And our people getting down on their knees worshiping a white guy with blue eyes and blonde hair. So, like, that's kind of like the problem behind a lot of our identity issues. You know, like.
Okay.
Yeah, let me.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not with that. Like,
let me go at it.
Go ahead,
Let me
Ron,
go at it real quick. Let me go at it.
Because he said it was misogyny.
Let me ask you.
And you know I want to ask him where he got that from.
And
I read that. Timothy 2:12. Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. It says a woman is not to be quiet, mama. A woman is not to speak or hold any authority over a man. She shall be silent. And everybody try to take that verse and try to make it into something else. But when you say that if that's inspired by God, that's like saying that God is such an idiot that he would have to write. He will write something that can be manipulated in any type of way that somebody wanted to. And that's another problem I got with the Bible. It's wrote in such a general text that people take it and make it mean whatever they need it to be. It's like,
well, you can say that about a lot of things.
I think definitely. I think Mikael hit it hard. You know, when he asked you a question of, basically what what you learn from any other books, and also I want to say this though. Now let me ask you this question: when you die, do you ever think about where you're gonna go? Do you ever think about where you come from? How did you get here, and why you're here? Do you think about those things?
Not really anymore.
Okay,
because
but you
nobody
did, though,
can
right?
answer that. I used to, but
okay,
it's a stupid question. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Listen, brother. It's not a stupid question. Because if you thought it, it's not. That's the most wisest question you could have asked yourself. Because even when I was a child, I had thought to myself to be conscious or aware of myself and aware of things surrounding me. Why am I here? Where do I go after this? And what's my purpose? When you look out into life, if you get to saying that's a stupid question, then you need to say, why is everybody asking that question? Why did your ancestors prepare for the afterlife themselves? Why did they do this?
I got one that I want to hit it home with. I want to hit this home with. See, that's the reason why that's a dumb question, because that's like me asking you, what's X plus X? People like, X, what do X equal? Like, I'm not going to tell you. What's X plus X? You say 37. I'm like, hell no, it ain't 37. What's X plus X? Like, that's like us gambling on that. Like, you got to figure out what's the answer, and I got to tell you, yeah. And every time you get close to answer, I'm going to change it. The thing is, it's the same thing. Bro, like, nobody knows the answer. That's why we got scientists. We got everybody trying to find out.
Hold on. Listen, brother. Listen. It's not a. See, this what you don't fail to realize. You see, this is where you fell in that. Now, you think that's a dumb question. When you talk about science, science is to study the origins. This is why they're asking these questions, because they want to know the origin, and if they know the origin, then they can know how to fix things, because now we know the origin, and we know where can we get the manual from to fix things. So it's not a stupid question, because we ask that question every time we say ology behind everything, because it's the study of the body, the study of the stars, dealing with astronomy, dealing with astrology, the study of psychology. So it's not a dumb question. It's just that how you're trying to put it and how you feel, and why do you feel like you feel. Why should you feel like you feel? Let me ask you that question. What makes you feel the way you feel? What makes you love? What makes you hate? What makes you do all of these things? Jealousy, envy, pride. What makes you feel these ways? And these things outside of the body.
I can answer those things like those easy. I took psychology. You basically learned that the majority of the things that you experience and the majority of the ways that you act like you act in your normal life, the way you love and the way you hate, the way you envy, the way you get jealous is normally your upbringing and your surroundings, your upbringing, how you was brought up. See, certain things can be answered and certain things have the logical answer. But how this all started, everybody got to look. I'll let you go. Let me just give my little piece. Let me give my little piece. Everybody got a theory. Like right now, like if you go, I'm a truck driver. I'm sitting in a truck right now. Theories is like assholes. Everybody got. Oh, is it okay to curse on that show? Well, I'm not. I can't do that.
You really don't curse.
Yeah, try not to do it again. Yeah, but it's cool because the host, LeRon G-Con, he a truck driver too, so y'all can relate.
Oh, yeah, that's my man. He used to come on my show. This tune for YBTV, LeRon. You already know,
what's going on, brother?
Man, I'm sure you support just like you supported me.
Yeah, I figured that was you too, brother.
Yeah, YBTV. Man, that's my man, He showed me support, man. We got different views, man, but it's all a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? He showed me love. So, of course, this is my second time calling in your show, too. You know what I'm saying? Last time, it was a lot of music playing, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and that. But to make a long story short, man, like this. Theories is like butthole. Everybody got one. I can walk up to every truck driver in the truck stop and say, how you got here? He going to say, Jesus Christ, he was reborn. Okay, well, shut up. I don't want to hear that. What you say? Well, Allah gave us the Allah. Okay, shut up. Don't want to hear that. What you say? Well, Buddha and this and reincarnated us, and what you come back as karma. If you don't do something right in your life, you come back in this life to get it right, blah, blah, blah. You keep coming back. And then, like, everybody, when you do world religion, I took world religion in my psychology class. And the thing is everybody got a different theory. Everybody. And who am I to say I know the right one? I'm not nobody to say that. You don't find out what really happened, how you got here, until you meet your mate. That's it. It's no answers. And that's why it's so perfect. That's why death is so perfect. Because when you gone and you can't come back, you can't come back to tell where you at. So don't nobody know where they go when they die. Everybody is a comfort zone.
Let me ask you this. Should we? Yeah, I like how you use that too, but let me ask you this, brother. Now, the reason why I asked you about how you feel, what makes you feel what's good and what makes you feel what's bad. I asked you that because what we're starting to find out is that in order for you to feel some type of way, and if you got kids, and for them to feel some type of way of being young, this is something that's embedded in them. It's called a conscience or consciousness, which deals with awareness, and then also conscience, aware of to what's the knowledge of good and evil. Now, you said you feel a certain way due to the fact of certain incidents of how you love, hate, depending on how you was brought up, right? I'm probably getting a bad signal, but can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, okay. So listen. So the conscience, right? Have you ever looked into that and studied that?
I'm familiar with consciousness, but like as far as like taking time out to fully study consciousness, no, not really. But I could follow though. Go ahead, I'm listening. I could follow.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Because I got a bad signal. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
loud and clear, bro.
Okay, cool. All right, so
we can hear you talking. We can hear you talking through that styrofoam cup with the string attached to it. We hear you, bro.
All right, cool. So when you look at the consciousness, right, or conscience, it means to be awareness of what's around you and also around you, and also it means dealing with when you deal with conscience. It means to deal with what is good and evil. It's a faculty that's in you, right? It lets you know the knowledge of what's good and evil. Now, this faculty is something that cannot be explained scientifically. We don't know why it's there, but we know that it is there, right? So when you talk about energy, right, energy is something that never dies. The energy is just there. It can be confined or it can be basically separated or
transferred.
Contained, but it's transferred just as well, but it's just there, right? So we know that it's there.
Right.
Now, my thing is what's attached to that energy is what you call consciousness, awareness. Because this is why when you talked about evolution, right, when you say that you believe in somewhat of some evolution because you say that things evolve, right? Now, when you talked about that, we realize that things do evolve, but we're not talking about on a larger scale. We're talking about on a smaller scale. And we're talking about due to the fact of variations. And then to be honest, to be for reals, we are degenerating, just to keep it honest. We ain't evolving to something that's great. We're basically degenerating and dying out, and we're decaying due to the fact of the earth dying, right? Now, my thing is this. When you talk about when you die, this is a question that we ask ourselves because we have the instinct in us to want to live on. So if you're on this earth and you have this consciousness embedded in you that causes you to feel some type of way or causes you to say what is good, dealing with your morality or moral stance, that's something that's a principle that is a duality that's in all the universe. So even though your energy inside of this body, it is attached to a moral sense. It is attached to a faculty that causes conscious thought, that causes you to arrange things. This is why you're able to create, you're able to make from substance that the Most High or the Creator has created. This is what we call intelligent design. This is why you're able to create within your own world a better view or a better world for you that cause you to live some type of way of those things, what is pleasurable or what is good or what is a paradise to you. So this is how you create in your world. You want to create your world what's good and pleasurable to you, basically, whether it's the money, the clothes, or whatever the case may be. So these things that's embedded in you, these same things, this moral faculty, this embedded in you exists outside of the physical realm. So when you leave this earth, we know that according to the second law of thermodynamics, the first law of thermodynamics, energy always exists, brother. It always exists. And what's attached to that energy? What's in your body? Guess what's attached to in it? What you feel. The things that you feel is great. What makes you love? What's happiness? All of those things are attached to that energy.
Everything you just said, I could pretty much, I could say I could entertain it. See, I have no religion. I consider myself, I call myself an entertainer. I entertain different theories. I could entertain that. What you just said, except when you said the creator. Because nobody can prove it's a God. Nobody can prove it.
Use the word. Okay, well, hold
on.
So
let me ask you
I got a question.
Hold on, real quick, Mika. Let me ask him a question because I want to respond to what he said. Is there intelligent design in when you look at creation?
Is intelligence a design when you look at creation?
Yes, when you look at creation, listen, when you look at everything that's been creation, right? Everything that's been created. As far as when you look at animals, when you look at let's talk about the poop.
Yeah, I understand.
Vagina.
So
Pick your word wisely.
Let me ask you a question. Let's talk about the poop name. Let's talk about the vagina. The vagina.
Oh boy.
If there is kids listening, you might want to mute your mic because we finna.
Yeah, cover their ears real quick because I know where he's going. We talked about this last night and it's finna get deep. Go ahead. Grown up hour. Hebrews after dark.
Yes. So listen, when you look at this hot pocket, this good feeling, this mushu, right? When you look at the mushu and you get stimulated and you get this gravitational pull towards this woman, and then you get this stimulation in your body. Pull. Look in this spark, and then the vagina itself begins to get wet for you, and then you yourself is pre-sperming just as well. Is that intelligently designed, or is that something by random or process or something that's just random?
Oh man, I can't take this.
Look, hear me out, bro. For you to kind of what you just did basically was try to lead me to a room basically where I would have to open that door if I'm gonna go forward. So what I'm gonna do is step back.
Open that box, man. Right? Open that hot box.
No, I'm not opening that door because that door got a trick in it. The trick is this: everything that you just led me to is like I can't state that nobody designed that. I didn't see him do it. I cannot say that. It just matches. If
okay, hold on, bro. Hold on. Did you hear what you said? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can I answer? It just even if it was a Big Bang Theory, or even if the Big Bang Theory did work and life did start to evolve, it would have to make sense for
Big Bang would never happen.
For life to continue. It's just like this. Okay, by design, everything is happening by you could say. Well, I'm not gonna say by design because that means that I would have to entertain what you're saying. And I don't want to entertain it. By design, look, hear me out. What I'm saying is okay, I didn't know that forest fires was healthy for the environment. It burns down everything and makes it start new, and the burnt up stuff fertilizes the soil to make it grow newer and stronger. And we kind of interfere with that. The thing is that if we go off nature, the way things are, the way things was, I'm not gonna say created because I don't know what happened. I don't know how long the earth has been here, and I can't prove it. I don't know where we came from. Nobody does. And everybody, I swear to God, this is the part that kills me. It seems like everybody has this humongous ego where they cannot say, I don't know. For the hardest question in the whole world, don't nobody want to say, I don't know. Where did you come from? I have no idea. The only thing I know is my mom. That's
Can I say something,
like,
brother?
That's it. That's
But
all.
you straying with your answer, though. You know you straying from the question. I just want you to stay
No,
focused,
no,
bro, because
really.
he asked you a good question.
Not really, not really. It's because I can't. What I'm saying is I can't answer that. Like, bro, I can't say
Okay,
nobody
cool. That's
behind it.
acceptable.
I'm not gonna say 100%. I'm not gonna say 100%.
Okay, I respect that.
Okay, I got a question for you, and it seems like it's like 2 or 3 other people on this. Do you guys follow a religion? And if so,
No,
what's
no
each one
religion.
of y'all religion?
I
No
follow
religion for nobody.
I roll by the Bible. I go by the Bible.
Yeah. I follow a religion. Yeah, I do.
Well, I would say by modern definition, they would say that we follow a religion, but I choose my words carefully, like you too, brother. I would say that I follow the culture and the protocol set up in the scriptures.
Hold on,
before you hit it head on, brother.
Hold on, brother.
Hold on, brother.
Like,
I was setting you up to the door. Okay.
No. Hold on. Before you do that, because number one is you did exactly what I thought you would do. You deviated about the question. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about intelligence, right? Now, when you talk about the DNA, right, and the genetic code that's in the DNA, right? When you look at the DNA, we got the DNA, we got the RNA. The DNA is the replication. It replicates itself and duplicates. And then we have the RNA, and the RNA sends the messages basically. And when we look at that, right, we look at this is information. So we look at this storing of information and also this duplication of it duplicating the cells, right? And then we look at this messaging, the RNA that carries these messages. We got to look at it. You have CTGA, CATG, I believe. We have the cytosome. We have the I believe the aminosome. I forgot how you pronounce it because I'm not good at pronouncing it. But we look at it, this is language, bro. So when we look at this language, right, when we look at it and we see it, we must realize that, number one is these things that we see is arrangements. If any of these things is out of order, any of these amino acids are not sequenced or these proteins, what we have is rejection of this basically this cell, right? Or it's mutated due to the fact of it can't function properly. So you said something about match, right? When you talked about match, right then and there, in order for you to get a match, you have to have what you call arrangement and sequences. So if you got arrangements and sequences, then therefore that's something to be arranged and sequenced, and only intelligence can do that, basically. Only intelligence can arrange a sequence or order something. Nothing is random when it deals with intelligence, because number one is it's put in order. There's nothing by luck in any of that. So when you talk about the dealing with the heavens, the universe, and all of these different things, as far as the code that we see that's in every cell, the building blocks of 20 amino acids that's in the body to make every organized living cell to live like it is, we must realize that this is something that has been arranged. And with arrangement comes intelligence, and also we see the sequences play a play. So if you get one of those things specifically out of order, even the universe of everything not being lined up perfectly, then you have what you call disorder, and you have being disconnected from the source. So therefore, when you look at it, you have to say, and even scientists are leaning to this day, intelligence basically that's in the nature, because they don't want to give the glory to the Creator. Now, my question is to you is, if you came forth from your parents, where did they come from, and where did their parents come from, and where did their parents come from, and where did their parents come from? Because it had to start with somebody. Where did your great come from, bro?
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm like, I swear, I entertain so many different things, and I know this is gonna jump out the window. Y'all probably gonna all hang up at the same time. But I don't know. Number one, I think that there's a huge universe, and I'm entertaining the fact that we might not be the only intelligent life form in this whole damn universe. So, with that being said, where did they come from? If they found out that it was other intelligent life in this whole universe.
So did the other stuff in the universe, was that created, or was it off of chance? Now, the other stuff in the universe you think that might be out there.
What I'm saying is, like, what if the environment that they live in is totally different? Like, I know we are we carbon-based creatures, right? Carbon-based. Am I correct on that? Yes, no.
I mean, to a point you are, but it's other. The thing
okay.
is, it's other things in the universe.
Okay, look, let me just finish that. Let's just say they based off something else. Like, let's just say they go off a whole nother system, and they don't pull energy from what we pull energy from, and they don't get energy, and they totally different. So if we created in His image, whose image are they created? And maybe they got. See, that's what I'm saying. It's so many different questions that cannot be answered, bro.
Hey, Jen.
I cannot answer those things.
Hey, look, Jen, Brother G-Con, and I don't know what the other brother name is. I apologize. I came in last.
MADON Kemet.
Oh, what's up, Ak? What's up? We just dealing with you. Yeah, you be bringing that heat, too. Okay, look, man, let me ask a question. I got to say this, because when you just said that, I was sitting back chilling on mute. Now, this is where this stuff gets ridiculous, and it's not an attack on you, my brother, because I'm glad you called in and all of that, because that's what brothers supposed to be able to do. Okay, now that I'm through fluffing you up, I got to come in with the dynamite. Look, right, this is the problem. If you can sit up here and believe that we got extraterrestrial, and I ain't saying nothing wrong with that because I think about that myself, and the Bible don't really exclude that. It's just its focus is this planet and this solar system, so you can go either way with that. That's not my focus. But my thing is, for you to discredit a creator right here, close to this earth, who said in this book that you reject that I created man and woman, and those men and women created other little men and women, which created other little men and women, and then he said each seed after his own kind. So then he tell you the beast creates another beast, a lion creates a little bite. All of this stuff we can observe and see. But you would skip and say that's foolish and go all the way off to another galaxy and say it's some other men. You see what I'm saying, brother? That is where the problem comes in.
Now, I'm about to take that dynamite you just set in my living room, put some water on the fuse, re-wick it, and put it right back to the living room. Now, what I'm going to say is this. I told you before, and I said that very carefully. I chose my words carefully, that I consider myself an entertainer. I'm not saying that happened. What I'm saying is, it's so many. I just took the most outrageous possibility, and it was a bait, and it baited you in to say, well, you will take that one. I'm not taking that one. I'm not taking any of them. The difference between me and everybody who's on this line is you accepted a reality to be the reality. I'm not. I'm not going to do that. You can't tell me anything. Like, can't nobody tell me anything and say, well, this is the reality you should believe in. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to believe in that. It may be aliens. I'll be like, you know what? I ain't seen no proof it's not. It's a God. I'm like, it's a possibility. This Bible is real. I don't know about all that. Like, that was man-made. That's the closest. To me, I think anything that is man-made is most likely manipulated because men are evil. 90% of men are evil and can be manipulated. And the biggest thing about a man is you manipulate men with power. Power always corrupts. 98% of the time, power corrupts. So when you got somebody who has, like everybody said, their book was written and inspired by God. You got what was his name? John Smith with the Mormons, and then you got Allah and all these other different people, and every last one of them that you figure it out, they got a corruption story behind them, and it's all corruption, all in the Bible. If I'm not mistaken, from what I'm learning, I'm not really great in it, so I don't want y'all to chew me out about it, but the Council of Nicaea wrote the Bible, and the Bible
don't do it. Don't do it.
Man,
don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. You know what? You said the right thing. You said you not know. No, listen, brother. You said the right. Listen, brother. You are very. Listen, bro. You're very intelligent. Hey, look, I'm agreeing with you. You are very intelligent. That's why I think you're gonna get far. You said the key word. I'm not well studied in it, and then you went on to say something that everybody on this line, because I know them personally. We could chop that up, beat that up, blow it up, decapitate it, and burn it quick. So
well, let me take that back out. I'm gonna withdraw that because I'm not knowledgeable enough to go back and forth with it. The point is that I'm going to stick with my first one, though, and I'm not going to withdraw that. Don't nobody on this line know the answer to that question, where we came from and where we going after we leave. Don't nobody.
Well, let Brother Jen, let Brother Jen. Brother Jen been chilling. Let Brother Jen, because I want to hear what he got to say. Go, I mean, if you don't mind, Lamar. Well, I'm the co-host anyway, so he can't say nothing. Go ahead, Jen.
See, this is the thing where we're talking about, my brother. We're talking about the dangers of evolution, you know, and not to make it a Bible fight for people who don't subscribe to the Bible or the Torah. It's not the Quran. We're not making that a fight. The thing is, you know, the dangers in it. You know, everything that you said. You even use the word when it's time to go meet your maker. The thing about it is when people talk about when we're talking about the dangers of evolution, people take even that term out of it. That there is no maker. We all evolved from something. So to even come on from that aspect of it, and I was listening to you very carefully or whatever, saying, you know, like you like to entertain certain thoughts or whatever, certain psychologies or whatever, you know, like even the evolutionary psychology, like it's a definition, it's a term for that, saying is that it publishes the study of human behavior. That's evolutionary psychology, human behavior, and that's what we're talking about, human behavior. That's the dangers in evolutionary theories, is the dangers in the human behavior. We all behaving in a certain way that's causing us not to react a certain way. I want to say something to you, then I get I'll mute my mic back out. But and even though I know you don't subscribe to the Bible, I want to read the scripture to you. But it says Genesis 1:12. It says, "And the earth brought forth fruit, brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself and his kind. And God saw that it was good." So everything that we're talking about right now, we're talking about things that's being good. What we are now is we eating hybrid foods. We got hybrid animals. Hell, even the way that we communicate with each other is a hybrid form of how we communicate with each other. You know, hence the reason that a lot of us don't speak in the same tongue. You know, so we evolved. We in a dangerous place right now because we evolved to this dangerous place more or less than going back to the original righteousness of man, you know, or the original way we should be. Go ahead.
Exactly.
So
real quick, yeah, hold on, brother, real quick. It's we got 20 minutes to listen to the after show. You can call in. The number is 917-8899-2233. I'm sorry, 20 minutes till we get to the after show, and you cannot listen to it internet once we go past this 20 minutes. You'll have to call in to listen to the rest of the portion of the show, which we call the overtime portion, to get in on this discussion and listen to the rest of it. I also have to get 313. I seen that there was another hand raised in here. Press the number 1 if you do want to get into this discussion and you want to speak out. Let me open up 313 mics. 313 mic. I'm sorry, real quick. I got to open up this mic. 313,
Peace and love,
your
family.
mic is open. Peace, family. How you doing?
Peace and love. Peace.
Shalom, brother.
Real good, man. Peace and love, family. Shalom, shalom. I got one question to ask. Beautiful discussion. All that was said. Is anybody on this line willing to not study enough to die and say, well, I didn't know? The information's out here, right? Are we gonna be lazy?
That's heavy.
Stay wherever we want to, wherever we at, and not even study or find out what's going on? I mean, because they say it's multi-universes, right? They do say that.
That's what they say.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the only question I want to ask. I sit back and listen, fellas. Good.
Yeah, well, Tunchi, he not
Tunchi
not on here no more. But hold on, let me grab this.
Sound like Brother Pharaoh.
Yeah, that was Tunchi right there. Let me grab this 210 number, and then we gonna. Okay, I'll go ahead because I gotta take care of some business. But hold on, let me grab this mic real quick.
Yes, sir.
210 peace. Your mic is open, brother.
Peace to everybody, man. I'm really appreciating the discussion.
Peace,
I guess what I wanted to ask, man, was about the guy that wants to deal with entertainment, and I really do appreciate you being on the line, man, being on the call, because I dealt with that too, man. I was agnostic before I came into this truth, so
what's
I
your
guess
name,
one of the
bro?
things I had to ask, it's Amaziah Kofi. I'm on.
Oh, okay.
Are you the dude, Mikael Ben Israel?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Oh, okay. The brother was going at it with me on the Titans TV. I mean, not Titans, but on the Titans thing.
About what?
It's your brother MADON KEMET. I think we was talking about the date, if I'm not mistaken. We was talking about the date because I was somebody. The brother.
Hold on,
no,
MADON
Garfield.
KEMET.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I got you. Right, let's not stray. I got you. I know who you is. Let's not stray. Go ahead. Okay, cool. I got you.
Get back to that, but let the brother get it in, man. Go ahead.
My bad.
And no problem. I guess the only question that I had was if there, is there absolute truth? You know what I'm saying? Into what you believe or what you think that you may potentially entertain. Is there absolute truth in that? And if you can say no to that, if you were to say no to that, then I would ask you, is that statement absolutely true? And that's really all I wanted to ask. I'll fall back.
See, that's another one.
Yeah, well, Tochi is not actually here anymore.
That's what I call them, simple daggers.
Well, yeah, he's not here anymore. So, you know what I'm saying. But for the most part, we got one more caller pressing number one. So let me open up 347 mic, and then y'all mics is open. If y'all got any noise in the background, just mute y'all mics until y'all ready to speak. But for the most part, it's open dialogue. And then the brothers can discuss the issue. Mikael Ben Israel and MADON KEMET. Hold on for a minute. 347 peace. Your mic is open.
Yeah, peace, brother LeRon. This is the guard Rob on. What's good, brother?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
All right. You know who you're talking to, right?
Who is this again?
It's Rob Bourne.
That's
the
Five Nation of Gods and Earth, brother, right?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Yeah, I know this,
good, man.
What's going on, brother?
I was just listening in, man. What's going on, brother?
Peace, King.
Man, you know.
Peace.
You know, it's good, man.
Shalom,
what's your thoughts on it? Because I know some of you pointed me towards some books about dealing with a creator. But what's your thought on it, Born, man? What you think, man?
Yeah, it's kind of deep, and I just really started getting into studying just African culture, and I started to realize how much I really don't know. So when I started studying Yoruba a lot, and I'm like, damn, but these guys are calling, all right, no, it's nature. Nah, they ain't worship down nature. And I said, well, I wanted to look at the West, the tribes of West Africa where most of us came from. So that started me studying the Maroons. And the Maroons are...
That's my study.
Yeah.
We got to hook up, bro. That's my study, bro.
So
go ahead, man. Let the brother go, man. Go ahead.
When I start getting into the science of the Maroons and I start looking at Haiti, so I wanted to look at what did this guy Duddy Buckman do? What did he do? Who was he calling on? How did these black people have one of the revolutions that we had? So then I see that this brother was a Huganian priest, and they dealt with Hugon. And I was like, what's that? So I start looking at Dahomey tribes, and I start looking at, let me see, how deep is these Maroons? And I start seeing them in Jamaica, Panama, Honduras. So now
French
Guyana,
Dutch Guyana.
Yeah, they all everywhere. When I start really looking at these tribes, and I'm like, I'm in the Amara Squad group, so I'm like, yo, why these brothers keep saying African black power, but you are disconnecting what they all said? So when I start looking at it, I'm like, all right, I saw a tribe that said that the black woman is God. I saw a tribe that said man is God. I saw a tribe that said God created the world and manifested itself through nature, but he has nothing to do with the world. I saw God. I'm like, hold up. So everything that I'm reading and look, I said, let me research this to make sure that this ain't no white person looking at it. And I said, okay, let's look at the first people that we got. I look at the Khoi people or the San people. They dealt with the science. And the Batwa people is really deep because they have the same Adam and Eve story in the Bible, and they're saying that they didn't have any contact with missionaries. So I'm like, oh, shit. So while I'm looking at this, there's only one conclusion you could get without all of the sciences of Africa. I didn't get to all of them because there's too much in this language. I'm just going to stay with the West African tribes because that's what I want to deal with. And they dealt with the creator aspect of things. And then most of them say that the only thing that exists, or which I always was saying, but now I see them saying it, is the only thing that exists is God because it's in everything, and that's all that exists. Now, how you tap into that is looking at the creation. It could be you looking at nature. It could be you everything you looking at. We need it all. When we're born into the earth, we need water. We're wanting need air. You need this. You need that. Everything is interrelated. And when you pay reverence to that, it's not like you worshiping water or you worshiping that. You're worshiping the aspect of the Creator. So now that's how I see it. So when I'm in that Amon-Ra school, now I'm getting in their eye. Nobody want to talk to me no more. Now they don't want to talk to me no more.
Y'all mind if I respond with as it associates to the maroon? Because I'm glad you called in with that. Now, of course, I guess I studied it from from a particular angle. Coming as an Israelite. So I'm like, let me study exactly. It took me right back where it took you though, West Africa. You know what I'm saying? And so I run into the maroons, right? So the first thing I did was I looked up, because maroon and Moor looked kind of similar, and I was raised Moorish American before I before I started claiming Israelites. So it was funny. So I started looking it up, and the first definitions of maroon, and it's gonna trip you out. So I know who this was written by. This part wasn't by them. This was written by who, because the definition of maroon, when I looked it up, it had two main meanings. One was mountain rebellion. So they called them mountain rebellions, meaning they would go up on the hills out there in the islands. Basically they was kicking their butt. You know what I'm saying? So they would scatter the maroon. And the second meaning was convict. That's what it means. They was considered convicts or criminals because, they fought against the king and the queen. You know what I'm saying? Of England and all of that, and France. So I got to research. I'm like, these were some cold cats. And it take you through Haiti, it take you to French Guyana, it take you to Dutch Guyana, it take you to English Guyana. Then they came and then they hooked up with Jamaica. And that's why Jamaica actually has that flag with that color to it. See, a lot of people don't know that. That color represents, a peace treaty between, if I'm not mistaken, I think it started, it was with the French. And then it went over with them, and it was with the so you know what I'm talking about.
British first, and then it went
the
to
British first, right? And then the French, and then they had to make a peace treaty because when you look it up, a lot of them, because if you look it up, this is where the term Black Pirate Militia came from, because these brothers got to the point where they stopped defending the islands they was on, because the Europeans would come by trying to go do the slave thing or whatever, and they would try to come touch bases on the land, and these maroons were cultivating their food and stuff. So when they came on the land, the maroons started killing them. Then they got to the point they said, you know what? Instead of us waiting on them, we gonna get on ships and patrol the sea. See, this thing tell you. So they was actually, this is where you get Black Pirate Militia from. They was attacking every boat that came from Europe, and they did damage. So it got to the point where Europeans were like, look, man, we got to holler at these dudes. Just tell them, let us get a free pass through there. We ain't going to bother nobody and all that type of stuff. So now to get to what you said, so I started looking at their belief system. Like, I think the vote on and all that. And the funny thing about it is, every last sector of the Maroons believed in a creator. Every last one of them.
You're absolutely right. And to piggyback on that, the definition of the Maroons I got, because I have a presentation that I got to do on that, so that's I got to yeah. So it originally meant runaway cattle, and then they switched the word, and I don't know how to pronounce it in Spanish because I have to look at it in my book so I can quote it directly. And then they applied it to what you said, like captives, runaway slaves, etc. So when looking at that, I really wanted to know, like, what is the power in what they believed in. So when they start talking about their ancestors, they never talked about no goddamn apes. There's no power in that. There's no liberation movement that we could point to that freed the people that dealt with our ancestors as the great apes. You think they didn't know where the hell they came from? They don't say that. But what I'm really looking at really is important to me because these people were different than the other Africans that came. These people, the first ones that escaped was in 1501 from one of Columbus people's ship, and they ran into the mountains. Then they started cultivating, and how they was all in communication with each other because they messed up. They started putting those people like in Puerto Rico, Cuba, from the same tribes in the same place. So now you got Dahomey there. You got then they started going into Ghana. You got Ashanti tribe there. And then when you get to Brazil, where you have Santeria, that's all a mixture of all these different tribes.
Right.
So and then you have one place called the Baka Musa, where some of those people were Moors. So what I'm looking for, the real reason why I'm looking for it, I'm looking to see is there any people that believed in the Torah there. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Like I didn't see that. So what I do see is these belief systems dealt with the science of the Creator, regardless of how they did it or whatever they was dealing with. And these are the first Pan-Africans. It's not Booker T. Washington.
Hey, let me ask you something, bro. Keep with your studies because you may even get further than I got because I kind of got abruptly caught in the middle of my study of the Maroons. But if I'm not mistaken, brother, when you keep studying the Maroons, you're going to find a certain sector of the Maroons that did circumcision. And that's exactly because I was doing what you did. Yeah, I cannot remember, so I don't want to, bear false witness on the ancestors. But keep looking. You're going to run into a circumcision practiced by a particular sector in the Maroons.
Fact. Because you got to understand, some of them were Muslims.
Right.
I saw a certain sector of them dealt with Judaism, but the majority of them dealt with their traditional beliefs. And that seems to be the most over prevailing thing. And I'm like, damn, what is that? What is that? So I just ordered a book on that, and that shit, it comes from France. I like to buy books on Kindle, so if I like the book, I could. If I don't like it, if there's no information in it, get rid of it. But being that we talk about Jamaica, one of the major players in there is a female, and her name is Queen Nanny. And this particular woman, they have a town named after her called Moortown. And that's the name. Now, why this study is so important? If we compare the treaties to the Maroons all across South America, Central America, and in these Caribbeans and the West Indians, we will see that these treaties, they had the Dutch, the Portuguese, all of them under pressure. They was going down there, raiding the slave plantations, running back up, trying to recruit people, and when they recruited them, they kept them in like a box for isolation for 2 years to make sure that they broke free of that practice mentality that he put in them. So I was like, damn, son, these dudes is gangster. So I'm like, what is it that you was studying?
Hold on, Born, real quick, because we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Hey, G-Con, a sister is on here. A sister said to tell G-Con that make sure she can get in on the overtime because she ain't been able to get in the last few days. She just
my bad. I don't want to hold it up.
No, you cool.
No. You good? I gotta make this announcement. I gotta make this announcement real quick. Let people know to call in before they get into. If you want to get into the overtime portion, you're gonna have to call in right now. You got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The number is 917-889-2233. 917-889-2233. 917-889-2233. Call in. If you do not call in before this 4 minutes expire, you will not be able to get in on the conversation in the overtime portion. You cannot listen via internet. You can't listen through the internet in the overtime portion. You can only go back to the archives later on after we get done with this overtime portion. With that being said, hey, boy, they're going to end up kicking you up out of that group, bro, if you keep dropping
Hey,
stuff.
Can I ask Rob a question?
I guarantee you for a fact they're going to kick you out. They kicked me and LeRon out like days apart from each other. Because I beat Anka up on the live hangout on YouTube. The next day I went to post and it turned red. Like, you can know. I said, what in the hell? Then LeRon was sitting on the curb. I'm like, yeah, so they can't take no information.
Nah, but the reason they won't kick me out is because when I do it, I post where I got it from. So that they be slick with that. They be like, because the brother I'm cool with Black Panther. I like shit. So me and him be building. So when I be building, I'm like, yo, this is the African tradition. So when I put out, like, how would you dudes represent a Black African power? And you got the head of this shit saying that the African people never believed in a creator that is European. You a goddamn liar. Stop lying to the people. Stop using that lying shit. I ain't with it. What's up, brother?
This your brother MADON KEMET. I wanted to ask you a question, bro. To ask Unc, since they believe in the evolution and say that the ancestors didn't believe in a higher power. Why when you study the Ka and the Ba, why would they say that the Ka, the soul, leave the body and go to the spirit world?
Well, I want to ask Unc for that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because if they believe in evolution, they can't say. They can't be down with. They can't believe in Kemet, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, the document stated. Brothers was on there talking about that the other night. They was talking about the Book of Transformations and the overcoming. The Book of Transformations of Ra and the overcoming of a pet. The opening statement: I am never Tetra, the Lord of all worlds. I am the Creator. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you look at or what you say, is gonna say that. But their understanding of that, not them, but when I look at from how it's translated, it basically says that the Creator created out of himself and that everything is an aspect of the Creator. So it is also separated from it by saying Amen, meaning the unknown. So like, yo, son, no matter what you say, everything that's in this existence has an intelligence in it. When we create something here, what are we creating? We're not creating anything. We're actually taking substance that was already here and doing it. So why I'm still a 5%er? Because the teachings came from Elijah. And Elijah says, he uses the term Allah, and he says that we are all God. But there is one amongst us that's more supreme to us that can have that title. But in the beginning, he starts talking about the Adam. There was a supreme title that we don't know. It's too old. We don't know it. So to sit there to say that you know it, and the most pertinent thing is when you look at Kemet, it talks about Nu, and it says Nu always existed. What is Nu? They say that it's dark energy and dark matter. So if we look at it, it says that only, according to science, that we only perceive 4% of the universe. So 96%, we can't perceive it, but we know that energy exists due to scientific studies on this. So what is that 96% that we don't perceive? That could be God. That could be whatever you wanted to think about it to be. So that conversation needs to be ceased, and they got to stop saying Black African power. And they dealt with the spirit realm. So when I'm digging deep in this, brother, and when I'm digging deep, I'm making sure I'm checking my resources and making sure that this ain't no European shit. So when I'm looking at it, I used to call dudes pseudo. What you talking about, realms and this, that, and the third? Look, they got the ancestor realms. They got the spirit realms. Why are all of these African tribes saying that they got spirit realms? What are they talking about?
Hey, man, I'm going to have to listen.
That's
I'm going to
right.
have to get you on the show. I need to get you on this show, man, so you can talk about this, man. So next week, man, we're going to have to get you on here if you can make it on out, man. Give me a date, Monday through Thursday. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But go ahead, brother. Y'all go ahead.
it's a lot that go to it. And what I would say, why I stick with the science of Elijah is this man had a third grade reading level. So this man had a third grade school of education. He came up with a theory, which I don't agree with as far as that it happened like that, but it's talking about an event. He said that the moon was once a part of the planet Earth, and it blew away from the Earth 66 trillion years ago. How he said it, I don't agree with it. I think that it's the same as like how Africans told stories describing events that took place. But here's the funny thing. Science now shows in the 70s, he wrote these lessons in 1934. They came up with 5 theories. The standard ring theory that shows that the Earth was once hit by a big type of meteor and blew the moon off of the Earth. So I'm like, oh, shit. So you have science showing that the moon was once part of the planet Earth. So who's to say that we know if there was people on the planet Earth at that time? Or we don't know that. That's why we don't got the fossil records. We don't know none of that. Because this shit was once that big ass fault left the planet Earth. So why I deal with that is because some of it add up. And some of it, if it's pseudo, I'm going to tell you, yo, son, I can't show and prove that. This is what I think it means. And that's why I still deal with it, because it all ties in with one story. But all I know is this. There hasn't been no revolution that we ever had that dude said that we came from the apes and we got to worship the apes as the ancestors. You can't show me that shit no way.
That's real, bro.
Hey, can I say one thing? The only revolution going to come from self.
Yeah.
That's the only revolution that's going to ever come, especially in this day and time. So we need to stop playing games. That's the real revolution. Men and women getting their minds together and getting their spirit and their heart right. No matter where you go with it, you just be peaceful and just and be just when you deal with other people. That's the only revolution, real talk.
Yeah,
so
that's real talk, brother.
Not knocking what my dude just said. Because there's some angry heart people out here, and I got an angry heart at times too. But I got to calm myself down and get it together, because I can't go out here with a pocket full of bullets and fight nobody. You know what I mean? I can't take over a Burger King. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
You know what I'm saying? Once we get our minds right and get our spirits in tune, and we build with like-minded people, then we'll start building and we'll start conversing, and we'll have systems and ways and means to do the things we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like the dollar going to fall. It's going to fall. What we going to do when the dollar fall? What we going to do then?
Exactly. And
we got to use them scriptures, bro. You got to use the scriptures.
No, them scriptures ain't going. They will matter, but they not going to matter. Real talk. Because if you ain't got nothing to barter with, you can't barter with scriptures.
But you can use
the
intellect inside the scriptures.
Hey, brother, you know what's funny about what you're saying? Now, maybe, and let's look, since we all on here, I like this, because people listen and they like it, because ain't nobody jumping on nobody and nothing like that. We're basically all trading information, and whatever one take from it, they take from it. But you still seem open. Your whole thing is you just can't get with them scriptures. But I'm going to ask you a question. See, this is why I say the problem has never been with the scriptures, my brother. The problem is with inapt teachers who disperse this information biasly, bogusly, and controlled. And that's why people look at it the way it is. I guarantee you, it's some stuff in this book, brother. If I talk to you for 30 minutes, you would not even know it was in there. Because you would never hear it spoken in the church. You would never hear it spoken in the church. Yeah, it's in the same Bible that's right there. If I ask you, y'all talking about currency, and I guess that's leading to the New World Order or whatever anybody want to call it, but we know it's going to happen because it's happening right now, even with the rise of the euro and all that thing, right? My thing is, what do you think about the mark of the beast? When it say, whoever do not have this mark will not be able to purchase, buy, or sell. So now, whatever way you want to take that, and I'm not putting a certain slant on it, all I'm saying is That's something for you to think about just on the subject you just brought up, because you got to think, why is this book, which was, we all agree, was written about 2,000 years ago, even if I go to the Hebrew or the Greek, it mentions this. So my thing is, why would that even be a concern if this book was just whipped up by some people? They weren't even dealing with that.
Right.
Yeah,
The white man that got the intellect to talk about no scripture.
Let me say this real quick. I agree with something that the brother said, as far as the point when he talk about, I believe in the war of the worlds or the war of the universe. I believe that there's intelligent beings that's out there, and there is a war that's in the spiritual realm that's being manifested in the physical realm just as well. And this I want to say, when you look at even somebody got something going on in the background, they need to mute their mic. When we look at what something the brother said, the scripture is given to reprove and for instructions, right? And inspiration to prove and for instructions and also to encourage, right? Now check this out. Mm-hmm. He is right to a certain extent. What we must know is, if I keep telling you something and you don't listen, I'm going to have to do something physically to you now. I'm going to have to do something physically to you now. Because I realize you are a physical being. And if I say that God is a spirit, right, and I'm giving you spirit, I'm telling you that in a spiritual matter, for instance, the Bible says that we look at the things that are seen now, the things that are seen are temporal, but the things that are unseen are eternal. And that can be scientifically proven. Now, when we look at these things, we must realize is in the spiritual world, there is laws and something must be followed in governments too, just as well. As we see the scripture says, principalities and dominions and spiritual wickedness in high places, and just as other type of thrones, dominions in high places. So what we're looking at eternal forces and eternal power, right? Things that are unseen with the natural eye. So if I keep telling you that you're causing an imbalance within the physical realm as being a free moral agent, and you're not listening, just like I tell my son, hey, bro, you keep doing that in school, do it again this week, bro. I'm going to have to put my hands on you. But if I don't put my hands on him, he's going to keep doing it. So guess what? He's going to have to get this physicality going. I'm going to have to put this belt on him now. And that's what we're looking at. And when you talk about the battle of the universe, and intelligent, I don't care what nobody say. When you go from the east to the west, hemisphere to from anywhere, every culture is saying there's intelligence that's outside of themselves. It's esoteric. So when we deal with that intelligence, we must realize that even when we die, principles of guess what? Good and evil, even in the Perk M. Heru, when you're dealing with the Papers of Ani, we see it there. So when we die, you're going to be judged concerning those universal principles, what you did on this earth. And there is a war, whether it's spiritually, the things that are unseen, or the things that are physical. And I don't care, y'all can say it's spooky or not, but this solar system ain't like it is for no reason. This solar system, they say Venus used to be a twin of Earth. This solar system is in an area and do like it is due to the fact of what we call war. I think it was war to me. I think there's a battle of intelligence that's going on, and there is higher beings than us. We only know 1% of this universe. If you telling me you think that by exactly, if you telling me that you think that by some coincidence or this is by chance and there's nothing else out there, you have lost your mind. But go ahead though, y'all can speak on.
Yeah, just to add on to that, what the brother was talking about with the New World Order, he was speaking about the mark of the beast. If we really look at that, you could bring it up to date, and you could say, I might quote it wrong, but y'all know that book, so y'all can check me on it. It'll say that a harlot sits upon the waters, making the nations drunk, and the number of the beast is 666, and the mark will be on the person's head and the person's hand. So if I said it wrong, y'all might be able to check me. This is just off of my head. A harlot, we know, is a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? This is a prostitute. So when we look at the leading government, we have the Statue of Liberty that's sitting upon the water, and the nation that is controlling everything you see is making everybody drunk, blind, with dealing with materialism. Now, when we look at the mark of the beast, it's saying there's going to be a mark on the head, as well as the hand. So what I look at when I look at that is a mentality that is within inside of the head that controls the actions of the man. So when we look at the people who are controlling through education, through judicial systems, and these different things, the people who take on the mentality of these people, that is how we see what the mark of the beast really is. Because you're following a certain government that is against the spirituality of whoever you want to call the Most High, true and living God, Allah, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it energy and laws of the universe. So like the brother Laurent was saying, when you look at the universe, there's certain things that these things are out of our control. But all we have to do is look at the past. And when we look at these systems or the sun, when it's traveling through all these constellations, you'll see that we was in the age of Pisces. And we're leaving the age of Pisces and going into, yep.
When it talks about the mark of the beast, it says that when that time comes, you won't be able to buy or sell. You're going to be hungry and thirsty. And you're going to be running for your life. So it's way deeper than that. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And that whore that sits on many waters, she sits on many, many waters. It's not just here in the North Atlantic Sea or the Pacific Ocean or the Ethiopic Ocean. It's all around the world, right? And what they're going to do is they are going to put in place a system to where either you're going to live or die unless you deal with them alone. We're not at that point right now. Yeah, we got all work.
I think
we got to go to work in the morning, right?
I think we are at that point, because when you look at just us. This is just my understanding. Just us looking at what controls commerce, which is this dollar that doesn't mean shit.
But you can choose not to go to work tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah, you can choose.
You can choose not to. You can choose.
We got to build one at a time, brother. But go ahead.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we can choose not to go. Yeah, you can choose not to go to work. You're absolutely right. But when we look at the monetary system and the little bit of families that control all of the natural resources on the world, you cannot move or do anything without these people's permission. Meaning, you have a choice to don't do it if you don't want to. You could be like, yo, I don't want to work for these people. I'm going to do my own thing. But guess what currency you have to utilize to get where you got to go? Regardless if you're doing your own business, you got to pay. You got to pay that tax. You got to do that. If you don't do it, credit is low. You can live like that, but you can't buy shit unless you got all the money all up front. So I think it's now, right now. And I think that the people, we are separated through a bunch of different things. I say we just look at what we can unite on. There's principles in the book that I agree with. You can't get around laws of living righteousness. We have them all over the place. When it comes to, like, I like to debate on, like, did this person exist? Did that person exist? That, yeah, we can deal with that. But if we separate that and look at the laws and look at these things and look at the universe on what is actually telling us, then we know, son, that this whole age is changing. We are going into a whole different age that's going to deal with something completely different. You could look at the weather. You could look at what's going on, the pole shifts. You could look at what's going on in all these different countries right now, and we know for a fact that no nation lasts forever. Egypt fell. Kerma fell. Israel fell. All these places fall. Nothing stays the same, and it's going to be tilted more to a form of, I believe, of moral righteousness, because we are moving closer to that star system of Cyrus, which all our ancestors wrote about. So when people call that pseudo, what happens when the planet moves to this? This gets more light. Who is the beings that's going to be able to receive this light? What happens? People who are black and turn this melanin into whatever. So there's a bunch of things that are out of our control, and I believe that book and that Bible is speaking about those events, but they utilize the stories to talk about it. And it's just us getting in tune. Like you said, if you're not in tune with this and you keep doing the madness, look at our condition. What happens if we deal with these laws? What happens if we deal with that? What happens? Then we gonna be able to move in one direction and kick this nigga off the planet.
Mad respect and mad love, man. These governments have already got it locked up. They just can't get their shit together because they will never get their stuff together until they crown their king. You know what I mean? They gonna crown their king. But
so what did
in
you
the
think
meantime,
we should do?
In the meantime, we gotta sit back, relax, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and love one another and build. That's what it is. We gotta build. Because I don't need money to interact with you. Oh, you got some rice? Oh, I got some greens. Boom. Oh, I got a couple chickens. What you got over there? Oh, you got some corn? Boom. Let's handle business. You know what I'm saying?
That's how they used to tie. That's how they used to tie back in the day. Back in the day, that's how they. No,
I ain't talking about tithing. I'm talking about.
No, I'm just saying. I was agreeing. with you. But to me, what you're saying, that's a form of tithing I did back in the day. If you had 12 cows, I did 2 exactly. So I agree. I'm agreeing with you, brother. I was just using how tithing was just kind of synonymous with what you were saying.
Man. And we already know that these motherfuckers are wicked and evil, dude. They fucking bombing villages.
Hey, let me say this real quick. What's your,
2 people
I forgot
over
your
in
name,
the village.
brother. What's your name, brother? I forgot your name, brother. What's your name again? I know you called it.
MADON KEMET.
Man.
No. You said what again? I forgot. I couldn't hear you. Hello?
Jedediah.
We talking?
Oh, Jedediah. Yeah. We want to make sure, man, because we got the sisters listening in, man, possibly some kids, man, that we not really using too much foul language. I just want to bring it up. But go ahead, Bill, brother. We got you.
Oh, indeed. And I do apologize. But what we do need to realize is that the system is already set up. It's in place, but the rest of the world, they trying to get themselves ready also. China, major mover. Russia and China, they major movers, already doing their thing, already in the Middle East. And here in North America and the West, they trying to do their thing as well. What they don't like is that us Americans, people in America who got votes and who just might revolt with all the guns we got in America, like, no, we ain't going to let y'all do this, that, and another. So they just continually programming us with television, music, news, social media, and trying to get us on the same page.
And that's what I mean by the market.
They got us.
Stop.
They got us.
All we gotta
do
is just relax and let them do what they do. Get us some ham licenses. Get us some ham radios, and get off their airwaves. That's all we got to do.
You know what, bro? I'm feeling what you're saying, cause that's a powerful point that you're making. They definitely got us, man. And anybody who can't admit that, they just being unrealistic. Cause, for example, you could be watching a movie. Like, look how easy they can. Now you talking about something that's vital to our salvation, to our, I would say, our survival as a people. And not just as a people, as any righteous person on the world needs to know this, because they ain't gonna really care when they start dropping their hammer. They'll sacrifice some of their own for their greater cause. We know that. And so my thing is, it's so funny when you brought up entertainment, how easy it is for them to throw us off the mark, man. I just be looking at the stuff that come on TV and the times that it come on TV. Like, for instance, they would just blow up a whole bank in London. Now, if y'all know y'all stuff, the connections, right? They'll blow up a whole bank in London, and then somebody would burn some documents, and they would investigate that. At the same time, you would have a damn celebrity just had an affair with somebody. Which one you think gonna get the most play? The celebrity having an affair, and Negroes gonna be all on that. And that's how they get you, like how they even corrupt us. Now, you don't have to be a religious man or believe in the Bible. to realize how they even polluting us and polluting our children with this entertainment. It ain't got to the point now, brother, where I can't even watch I will pick the most machoest, manliest movie to watch. And I'm like, dang, this movie good. And just before it get too good, here come a gay scene. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like they put a gay scene in everything. Like it's cool to have a homo around you. I'm telling you, it's cool to have a homo now. You gotta hire one. It's like them little.
It's just entertainment, though.
But it goes back to what you said.
That's the Western philosophy.
But this the thing. But this the thing, though, brother.
A little bit.
Look, bro. I'm not disagreeing with you. You are correct. But it goes to what you saying. That's just why I agree. Why I ain't gonna name their names, but them little brothers on that other station over there, they can get real goofy. Sometimes they make some sense. And when they brought up social engineering, they are absolutely correct. Because they conditioning you with the information that they give you. So think about it. Just when I was coming up, bro, I was coming up, you did not see boys dressed like girls. It never went on. It never went on in my neighborhood. I never seen it. I never heard of it.
That's unacceptable.
Now you will have a full-grown shim. I'm saying with a body like Kim Kardashian, but got a chin like Mike Tyson, right? And it'll be standing next to you in the restaurant, and won't nobody even budge. Like this is what they did, though. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, bro. I'm talking about I have a jawline that a truck could crash into, and it wouldn't even phase them. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't got that normal now, man. So they are engineering us, and they expect us to say, well, society say that's acceptable. You can't say nothing about it. Now you pass it to your kids. So by the time your kids give it to their grandkids, it's just gonna be a regular part of life.
But we smarter than that, though.
Can I say this too, brother?
We can't be watching TV like that and watching those shows, though. You know what I mean? Like real talk. We can't let our kids.
I think we gotta check this out too, man. Like us who deal with the Bible and the people who deal with Kemet. Like I've been checking this out lately. It's like because the greatest battle I'm just saying the community been the Bible in Egypt. And now when you look on TV, the major thing they got showing is like the gods of Egypt and stuff on the Bible. So it's like they're trying to combat the information we bring.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest battle. Yeah. And that's we got the Hebrews in the Kemet going at each other, and all the time on TV they showing the gods of Egypt and like all these Bible shows coming on Netflix and the TV. So it's like they're trying to wash out what we're saying the same way. You know what I'm saying?
And guess what, bro? To make it worse, guess how they add insult to injury? While the Hebrews and Kemetics is battling in the so-called conscious community, which don't exist, you know what I'm saying? While we battling out, you know what they doing? They taking a poop on both of us. Because they going to make a movie and everybody going to be white. Everybody going to be white. You know what I'm saying? So they saying while y'all down there fighting, I'm going to take a defecate on both of y'all.
Yeah, if you really look at that movie they just made out, The Gods of Egypt, that shit got so many people protesting it. Shit went down to zero. Lowest budget movie ever created and most controversy. But just to add
they did that to all their movies. They did.
They made the movie though. They made the movie.
Yeah, right. They got the jump on it. They got the jump on it.
White folks gonna buy the DVD, and I ain't hating no white folks at all. I'm just saying.
No, you just keeping it real.
They doing their job.
Hold on, brother. Yeah. Make sure y'all one at a time, man, because y'all muffling over here. One at a time.
Oh, okay, my bad.
All right, they get
I apologize.
They just wanted.
But I got that. I got that manly Israelite man of many waters voice. So I apologize.
Yeah.
Man, go
they
ahead.
They just wanted to get that.
Yeah,
they just wanted to get that message across. But at the end of the day, this is what it really comes down to. So I heard the brother Builder saying we just got to relax and do the statutes and commandments. Yeah, that's one part of it. The part that scares them is we have to look at our past to see what our ancestors did and what methods that they was willing to take. I think that every single black person should have the COINTELPRO papers. If you don't have that, it's free. You can get the PDF. You need to have that so you can see exactly what they did to every single black leader from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King, who believed in all different faiths, but there's one thing that they are in fear of. Their whole objective in there was to stop the rise of the black messiahs, to stop the unified.
I apologize.
Yeah, and when we look at what just happened,
what's your name again, bro? My bad, I ain't mean to cut you off.
Rob
Bourne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
hey, listen, Rob Bourne.
Yeah.
Rob Bourne.
Yeah.
We understand the past. We understand the present.
Yeah. So now,
hey, we are going to build for the future.
Yeah, that's
real
the point.
Talk.
That's the
you.
Point.
Indeed.
Yeah. So now
Indeed.
look at Libya, right? They just disclosed Hillary Clinton's emails on the real reasons why they ran in Libya and why they got rid of Gaddafi. This is stuff people were saying, but now it's confirmed. They wanted to stop Gaddafi because he wanted to get rid of the euro dollar and make a unified African currency using their gold.
Yes, sir.
If that
I can verify that.
If
that's
that
true.
happens, then now you are cutting these people out. So you see the links and the whips and the deaths that the black president went along with it, did what he had to do to get him up out of it. So at this day and time,
sad thing about that is Gaddafi's dead.
Yeah,
Gaddafi wanted to use gold. Gaddafi wanted to use gold for the new standard of currency within that nation, that area only. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to go to America.
No. That's
they murked him, dude. That's how they do.
Not just in Libya though. He was trying to unite in that African continent. He was trying to put them all together. And that's the same
everybody
thing.
else rent and all where they at. They're all tucking tails. All those African leaders. My bad. I don't mean to say it like that, but I'ma say it. All those African leaders, fucking tucking tails.
Yeah, they're tucking tails, and that's in most countries. That's damn near most countries who are the superpowers. But at this day and time, now when you say we gotta build, we gotta talk about what we building. So we talk about entertainment, then we need entertainment to combat their thing. We talk about we want to build, then we got to build our schools. We got to build and add on. You can keep your God, keep your belief, keep your Quran, keep your Bible. Keep that between you and your faith and your brothers. That's fine. Now it's time. We all can agree on this, that all of these religions, every single thing was created by black people, period. The European ain't create nothing. He ain't create the God concept. He ain't do nothing.
I agree with that.
We all.
Hey, so y'all know what's funny about that? I got a simple question to ask y'all, and I'm asking y'all this for a reason. G-Con, I want you to listen close, because you probably feel welcome to go.
You just killed old bro Flo.
No, I'm good.
Killed him.
I just wanted to get that out.
Okay,
I don't want to be home with it.
Oh, no. I'm going along with what he brought up about Gaddafi. No, I don't cut wisdom, man. I'm going along with what he brought up about Gaddafi, so I'm actually staying on track. So I want to ask y'all, now, this may not be that important to y'all, but what nationality was Gaddafi? What ethnic group was he?
He was Arab.
I'm not sure. He's an Arab.
Stop right there. He just said it. Gaddafi was an Arab, huh? Yeah, that's real funny. So to them brothers that's over there that always got something to say, I wonder would y'all shoot Gaddafi down if he had people still alive and he had a plan, huh? That's something to think about.
Yeah, and then you gotta look at you also gotta look at brother. Yeah, you also gotta look at
that dude had a nation, man.
Yeah,
and that nation was one of the most that nation was rising. As far as world nations, that was one of the best nations in the world. Before they went in there and secretly murked him. They murked that dude.
Yes, and they did it, but you got to look at, he got some foul stuff that he had going on over there too, but the majority is he has a book.
We can't prove that, but go ahead.
No, we can't.
They can't prove that.
Actual. No.
No, that's what they say. But go ahead.
He has a book called the Green Book, and that's the name of it. You look it up when you get a chance. The Green Book describes on how he wanted to govern, or how he governs his society. So nobody could be homeless. Everybody has a car. Everybody has their basic necessities because of how that natural resource of oil is. Now, when it comes to dealing with the exacts on who can be in Parliament and who has choices, there is no universal anything. He's the leader, that's it. So that will be the only issue dealing with that. Now, when we put it all in cahoots and we put it all together, it's still showing us how they try to hide the exact truth of these things that went place. And it's really, I'm going to keep pounding on this. I'm going to constantly say that we gods. It's up to us, for those who got the knowledge of self, to put differences aside. We can have our theological debates, that's fine. But if we not looking at what we're talking about, all right, how to deal with agriculture, how to deal with defending ourselves and uniting and leave certain things out, I'm not uniting with you because you are African. You put my people in slaves. So I'm not uniting with you because you believe that Allah is God. That shit got to stop, man, or we ain't going nowhere. We ain't doing nothing.
Let me say this real quick.
Nobody on this. No, I'm not. I'm not. I know nobody I believe that I rock with even would have a disagreement.
Let me say this real quick.
Real talk.
Let me say this because I got
we men and women in the room. Yeah, righteousness is righteousness, and that's what it is.
Exactly.
Real talk.
And that's what I want to bring up. I gotta say this. Now, I disagree with you on one thing, boy, that you said.
Yeah, what's that, brother?
This is what we was talking about when we talked about evolution and the evolutionary theories that come forth, right? Because one thing we see within the evolutionary theory, we talked about the psychology of natural selection. Now, we see that when you said that white people never created anything, right? So now what happens is now you advance. See, this is why if you look at the text, it says that when we look at each other and we begin to be conscious or aware of each other and we become self-conscious of each other, we begin to start to use terms of superiority among each other, right? And this is where the confusion come in at. Because when we look at it, let's say if we say that scientifically, or if you want to say that most people say, well, white people come from black people, right, so to speak, right? Now, when you look at it and you use that concept or whatever concept that we use to say where they come from, now we must recognize that one group of people think they are superior over the next, right? See, this is why when you deal with evolution, it's dangerous because it's a bad philosophy. When you look at Hitler believed the same way. That's why he believed that their race was superior over other races, and that's the reason why he did what he did. So when a race believes that they are superior over another race, are they really operating as the gods will operate, basically? Because the gods decipher good judgment and they decipher righteous judgment among different people, no matter what culture of people. They know no color. They walk by the spirit because the spirit is actually how you determine. Hey, brother.
Hey, LeRon, can I say something to you? Hitler was a goddamn genius. He damn near ruled the whole world. No disrespect.
He was great. That was great. Look, let me say something. Great is not synonymous
than the motherfucker. He was a genius.
Great is not synonymous with good or righteous.
I said
he was great.
Genius.
He was great. No, I'm agreeing with.
Well, let me Yeah, exactly. But see, the thing about it, if you look at Hitler, Hitler had in his mind that what he wanted to do was get rid of. He was the dominant race. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring out some quotes in his book tomorrow on the show and show y'all that he actually thought he was superior, and he actually dealt with evolution and said he was an evolutionist, and he said that basically that they must outshine anybody else in so many words because they superior and they are.
But militarily, the dude damn near took over the whole world.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's all I'm saying. He was a genius.
But this was genius. Hold on, let me say this real quick.
Fargo. All right.
Let me say this. I'm not
co-signing anything he did, but the motherfucker was a genius. He was a goddamn genius.
Let's really look at this word, what it's dealing with. Let's look at it, what it's dealing with, right? Let's look at it, what it's dealing with.
Military genius.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. We understand. Let me drop this though.
Indeed. So
when you say that you're God conscious, right? Is Born still here or did he drop out? I think Born dropped out.
I'm still here.
Somebody dropped out. Who was 210?
I'm not sure.
We had a 210. Their mic was open. I think they dropped out though. For the most
I think that was the brother that was.
Who was that?
I think that was the brother that was Jen or something.
I think that was the brother from
real talk,
TV.
man. Hey, look, real talk. Hitler was a goddamn maniac, a megalomaniac, crazy, insane. But guess what? He was a goddamn genius too. He was a goddamn genius. He had a whole. He didn't have just one nation. He didn't have just one nation. He had nations of people that followed him. And they went to war.
He dealt with the scientists.
And that's insane. But guess what?
Real quick. That's cool. Hey,
guess what?
Hold on, brother. Listen, bro. Listen. We're not trying
Indeed.
Because the reason why I'm saying it, because for real, it's to me, it's F Hitler for real. I don't care how genius he was. It's to keep it 100 because when it come, because when it came to our people. You know, when it came out, he wanted to get rid of. He wanted to get rid of us. So I'm not really trying to. I really don't really too much. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because number one is when we look at it, when one race feels, and this is why when we deal with the topic tonight, when one race feels that they are superior over the next race, they must cause the other race basically to go into extinct. And see, this concept came before.
Not really, man. God called one group of people.
Hold on, but listen, bro. Hold on,
other people though. I'm just saying.
Hold on, but I understand you, bro. But listen, when you get in the totality of the scriptures and you get in the Torah, when you talk about knowledge or when you talk about information, it is not subjected to a color, bro. That's bottom line. So when you talk about,
I'm not talking about color, bro. I'm talking about spirit.
Hold on, listen. I understand. So when you look at the Most High, the first thing He tells us, He says, "Look not on his appearance, nor his statue." Right? He said, "For man looketh on the outward appearance," He said, "God looketh on the heart." Now we just got to talking about natural selection, was dealing with phenotypes earlier, and why they think that they are superior over us. So we can't.
So why did he choose David? Why did he choose David, though, LaRon?
Listen. That's
he chose David for his spirit.
But hold on. Exactly.
He chose David for his spirit.
Because it's hard.
His
spirit. Heart, and I agree with that.
Man, David was chopping dudes left and right.
But listen, hold on, brother. Hold on. You're going to get your turn to build. I've been quiet the whole time, and I watched y'all build. So let me speak, bro. So listen.
Indeed.
When we talk about a contract heart, a contract spirit, right? When we talk about this, he says that he says reach your mic, Mikael.
Oh, my fault, bro. My fault.
Yeah, meet your mic. When we talk about a contract heart or a contract spirit, we're talking about being able to discern people just as well and look at it, right? And say who's with you. Now when we talk about black people creating stuff and white people creating stuff and other cultures creating stuff, a civilization is created upon ideals of groups of people. So we can't look at it and say scientifically that white people never created anything, bruh. We can't do that because then we're doing the same thing that they're doing to us. Because I have seen and looked at it and seen people. The mind is something that is great. It wants to survive. There's intelligence behind the mind. So when we look at the diversities of people and look at the diversities that nature has put forth, we cannot say that these people have not created nothing, because now we disrespecting, guess what the capabilities of the mind that God has instructed and has given people. Now we know that in these days, we know, I'm going to let you respond, Born, because we know that in these days of time, we know, brother, that even though we're hurting and we're going through this oppression, we cannot lie, brother. These white people have come to be creative and smart, bruh. I mean, making from the substance it has been created of, but they are making from this substance that has been created, and they doing things, and knowledge has increased, bruh. So I just wanted to bring out that.
Yeah,
this is wiser than Daniel.
This is what I meant when I said created. I was speaking about in terms of religion and in terms of culture. So, regardless of what school of thought we from, if you want to deal with the fossil records and deal with the records, when we deal with the superior complex, we don't have that nowhere in history according to how people look. You can't find that. That doesn't come until he comes out of those caves and comes amongst us. So when we look at the people that are called the Aryans, when they leave the Caucasus Mountains, or the most accessible part from the records we have called the land of Majadan, and he comes to India, he changes the religion, he changes Brahma, makes the feet black. And this is the first time in history where we have people divided by color when they made the caste system. And the caste system was put on the black people who are the Davidians, the original people of that town of Susa, and made the black people a curse of God and told them that God chose them to be like this, and you must suffer this, and you're gonna feel good when you die. Everybody's gonna be okay. So when we look at this, you got to take it to account on the actual historical record of this person when we let him come amongst us. Where did Socrates? These are the people who are responsible for Western civilization and the stuff that we see today. When we look at Socrates, Aristotle, we look at Plato, we look at Pythagoras, where did they go to get their education from? They came to Egypt. We let them in there. There was no, he's white, we're not letting him in there. He don't look like us. No, we didn't do that. He did that. He made that up. He made that division up. So when you deal with people, when I had knowledge of self, when I was in the belly of the beast, I had a lady that came to Sing Sing jail, and she's telling us, when you get home, we're going to put you in this new program. You're going to get a job. I called this woman a devil, called her all type of shit. But this lady kept talking to me. I'm like, yo, why are you lying, man? You don't care about these people. You're doing this for money. Get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language. So that lady became my best friend. And I never thought that I would be a friend with this person because my interactions with the beast is us fighting with the beast. I did my whole time almost in the Bible. I'm getting at these dudes because I don't like them. And they're telling you, yo, you fucking niggas, we hate you. We don't care if you kill each other. You can fuck each other. You can gang bang. Do whatever you want. But if you touch one of us, we're going to do it. And you forced to deal with that on a constant basis and see how they talk. That's just amplifying how I really feel about these people. So what I do for myself, I deal with the person as they come at me. I deal with the person as what they come, as they come. But collectively, if we want to utilize science, this person is not meant to be on the planet Earth. This is from what my understanding is. This man can't even stay in the sun.
No doubt, indeed. Can I build on top of that?
You can't even stay in the sun. So I'm not saying that these people didn't create anything. I'm not saying that, but it's based off of our foundation. Who is the founders of mathematics? We are the founders of mathematics. You got the Lembar bone.
Indeed.
You got
Indeed. Can I build on top of that?
Yeah, the Ishango bone. So when we look at that, I deal with that. And when we look at who is ruling and what's going on, it just so happened to be these dudes. So they the ones who made up this division of color. We not even in a position of power to do what they doing to us. Because when we was in that position of power, we ain't do it to them. How do you think we got here? Being friendly, godly people. Hey, you need some help? Come over here. Want some food? Yeah, let's help you. Hey, come on, man. Yeah, welcome to our land. What you got there? Oh, you got some beer? What's that? Oh, yo, try this shit. Oh, come on. This shit good. Or next thing you know, we want to vote. We out of here. We over here fucked up. So you got to keep it real around when we deal with that.
I always heard the black and...
Hold on. Go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say I always heard the black and white thing came out of occult science, like chess and checkers. You know, yeah, black and white. That's why it's black and white. That's like it goes back to occult science. Like when you deal with chess, because you know, like chess is a occult game. It's an occult science game. It was designed to show like even the pawn can take down the king and outmaneuver him. That's why chess was created. And like from my studies, I saw that. Well,
yeah,
like
you right to an aspect that's new. That's the same thing like pool, and that's the same thing like the white ball. It's all the balls, and in the last ball, it's the black ball. All the colors of the earth, these popping it. The green represents the land. You can say that. You can use hockey.
Let me say this real quick.
That's just some old metaphysical. That's
let me respond.
Shit. But the historical.
Let me say this real quick.
In India, that's where this whole thing started. Nobody.
No. In America, on this land that we live on right now, in North America, what we call the USA, Jacqueline Jones wrote a book called The Dreadful Deceit. Dude, race didn't matter when they brought Africans over here to America. It didn't matter. But
how could you say that?
It matters.
Let me drop it.
Listen.
Let me drop.
Go ahead, LaRon. My bad, bro.
I gotta do this because you know why I gotta do this because I gotta respond to Bourne. Now, Bourne, let me ask you this series of questions. Let me ask you this series of questions real quick. Now, I know you don't too much deal with the biblical text, but I know you do read some of it, you know, and I can tell you got some understanding of it. When you talk about the Adam and Eve thing, right, whether or not we believe if it was figurative or whatever the case may be, or literal, let me ask you this. In the garden, the Bible says that they was naked and they was not ashamed, right? Would you agree to that? It says that?
Yeah, it says that.
Okay, so then when you read chapter 3, right, it says that before they ate of the fruit of the tree, right, it says that when they ate of it, their eyes was open and they sold themselves fig trees. They began to focus on self. Did you notice that how they started focusing on themselves and they covered their shame up with fig trees and made aprons around themselves? You read that?
I got you on that.
Okay. So what happens is that's consciousness, right? Because you become aware of self and you begin to become aware of your surroundings and you become aware of self to where now you're focused on your nakedness. So when the Most High came, he said, who told thee that I was naked? Because now they begin to focus on the nakedness, right? So we see right then and there what takes place when they eat from the tree. It's three things: the pride of life, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes. Now, had they not ate from that fruit of that tree, they wouldn't too much be focusing on the lust of the flesh, nor the lust of the eyes, nor the pride of life, right? Now, when we look at it, when one man looks on another man and he determines how he feels dealing with the pride of life, of him being superior over somebody else, or the lust of his eyes on what he feels that he should have or taken to himself to sustain the lust of his flesh, right? These three things is what you can find in the world that is the root to all evil in reality. Now, watch this, how I just broke that down. Now, when we look at that, right, now, when you talk like you talk, I know that you're dealing with the fruit of that tree. So you're continuing the works of what's in that tree of knowledge of good and evil. Because you know how I know? If you say that man left a state of God consciousness, being consciousness or aware of God himself and the Creator. And so then he became what you call self-conscious. Well, now he's conscious of self. So he's aware of himself, and he's aware of what's good and evil, but he stirs his conscience, and he corrupts that good and evil. So it's vice versa. He cannot determine what's good or evil now. So when we look at it, right, when you look at what you're saying, right, when the moment you begin, that's why I'm glad we talked about this tonight, because the moment you begin, because this is the evolutionary concept that has been brought by the enemy, which is the serpent, because he has created a duality, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Now, when you look on the next people and you're not doing what God has, what the Creator has instructed you to do, which is determine someone by their spirit, your eyes spiritually, and you look on their color, then what happens is you're not God conscious. You are self-conscious, because now you are conscious of self, so you must preserve self. So when the white man is doing what he's doing, hold on, brother, hold on, real quick. Don't cut my wisdom. Hold on, brother. When the white man is doing what he's doing, I'm going to tell you why he's doing what he's doing. He's doing the same thing what you're doing. He's trying to preserve himself due to the fact of he feels that you are inferior. You are inferior to him. So that's what he's doing. So then when you turn around and you do the same thing, how much more can you say that you're God? Are you really God conscious?
Come on.
Or are you self-conscious?
I
for real.
I said the same.
Seriously?
I said the same thing that you said. But you're not putting it into context. I said that I deal with people according to how they act. Now, when we look at the historical record don't lie. We never saw the madness and the evil done to people on the planet by all people on the planet Earth except by this man. Now, what I mean by that is there is something in the side of this man's brain and his mind to continue to do his devilishment. Now, everybody don't got knowledge of self, son. So when you look at all white people, I work with these people. I'm around these people. They not in tune with that. It's
not about white people, man.
It's not
about white people. It's about good and evil. It's about good and evil. Who rules the world right now? Who rules the world? Who rules the world? That's the only question.
Running this shit.
No. Let's not say the white man. Who rules the world? Who rules the world?
Running the planet, son.
The Most High rules the world.
Somebody else said something. He
does,
but
the Most High.
Who rules the world, though?
Brother,
it's been given over. It's been given over to the wicked people. Yeah,
Job 9:24.
Given over to the wicked. Yeah. And so, who are those wicked people that are in control of what they believe that they rule in the world? Who is those people?
Look, brother, there's a difference between
European people, man.
Yeah, and that's a fact. So if you're dealing with devilishment, if I rape somebody right now, that's devilishment. You can call me a devil.
Hey, man, listen, you better believe that you got Africans right now that would chop your goddamn head off.
You got them.
Just for the fact. But guess what? It's okay, though. It's okay.
Real quick. Now we winding down, y'all. We ain't got the time for real. We're gonna have to continue this tomorrow. Have a conversation.